Hello, everybody. I'm hoping that you guys can hear me and see me all right. I am going to post that we are live. Um, I'll be posting here in just a minute. We're going to be working on a over the time junk journal, and so it's going to be just a little bit before I start. So I'm going to share it out. So hello to all of those of you who are coming in. I am posting the link right now in our group. So if you would share me out to your groups if you want to. I'm not telling you to. I'm not making you. You can do it if you want to. If you want to. So let me get to our stream. You can see what we're doing. All right. So what we're going to be working with today is, do you remember that ring bound journal that I cut up and set to the side for so long? Well, we're going to be working in this in an overtime junk journal. And all this is basically a 8.5 by 11 piece of chipboard, just cut in half with the holes cut in the board. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working with bits and bobs of paper that I have left from previous projects. I've actually got papers here that were going to be signatures, but they ended up not getting put in there. So we're going to be playing with all this delicious paper, and I'm pretty sure y'all remember when we made this coffee stained paper with our iron. If you go back and look in some of the videos, I don't know if it's on this one on my channel or Marina's channel. So we're going to be working with some of this and all this really pretty paper that I've made myself. I like it, and I'm not going to trim anything because I like the rough look of the paper. Very, very pretty, very, very pretty paper. Some of it's painty paper, some of it's coffee stain paper, some sprayed paper, and some of it's even a piece from a book, Mystery of the Ivory Charm. Yeah, buddy. Some of my earlier painty papers, kind of dark, but I think with the stuff we're going to use is going to be awesome. Piece of encyclopedia book paper, piece of cardstock or scrapbook paper, just a piece that I had when I made a junk journal. I had that piece, and then I have a real pretty piece of textured paper here. I think there's like 10 sheets in this stack, and I got another stack here we're going to look at. Because we're gonna pick and choose what we're gonna do, because this is gonna be sort of an eclectic type of journal. It's not gonna be a certain style. It's gonna be very eclectic, and I don't know how long this is gonna take. It's gonna be an overtime piece, so it'll take a little bit for us to play with. So it gives us something a little bit different from me talking about the wedding. So I really like that. It's delicious. It's almost looks vintage, very vintage. Look how pretty that is. Very pretty. It almost looks like fairy, but boho-ish colors. I try to pick out really pretty colors for this. And this is a piece of textured paper that I made myself. I think I used paper napkin, and then I had bits of flowers, and I used like a little bit of like glitter pieces. You can't see it; it's not picking up on camera, but there's glitter and little bits and pieces of red thread, and I made this from just a piece of coffee stained book page. It's from my Glamour book. So I really like that. It's very textured. You guys know how I love my texture. So that's gonna be a really pretty piece to work with. And this is part of my tie-dye collection. When I was using paper towels, you can still see the markings on the paper towels from where I did the tie-dye with paper towels, inks, and cotton thread. And I think that is so pretty, and how that turned out, very pretty. And then some of my jelly plate paper. And this is actually some of my paper from where we did the faux the faux eco dyeing, if y'all can remember us doing that. And this is one of the sheets that I cut in half, and I think the other half is in another journal that I made. Another piece of coffee stained encyclopedia book paper. Some scrapbooking paper, real pretty. Got real pretty lines, like a periwinkle and a blue and some white. And then just a random, it's already got glue and stuff on it, so went ahead and threw that in here because it kind of sort of matches the colors in it. But I wanted to show you something that I was experimenting with. It turned out very boho-ish, and it's still a work in progress to get it right. I wanted to show you a fabric journal made something very similar to a album using fabric and paper, and this is where all the other pieces of the paper went, and this is strictly bound with just fabric, and it's very album-ish. As you can see, the signatures, very boho-ish, and still it's a work in progress. As you can see, I've got bits of thread, and this is actually sewn together using my sewing machine. And when I was making the signature thoughts, I didn't make the pieces of material long enough for whenever I sewed it. It kind of bunched up and it wasn't long enough, so I had to go over it a couple times. So you know what? I think it looks kind of neat. And it's strictly just a fabric binding. And there's another piece of that paper that I made that I just showed you. I made all that. And I'll be working in this over time, and there's the other half of that napkin that I just showed you, the tie-dye. I can't wait to start in this. I mean, it'll be rough. And there's the other half of the purple. Let's see, there's the first signature there. Here comes in the second signature. There are 4 signatures to this junk journal that I'm going to be working on, but probably not on camera. Maybe not. I don't know. Look how pretty that is. I love that. That's where I was playing with my inks, and I was spraying them on. It almost looks like a marble. It's very pretty. And apparently I sewed this with book pages, but apparently that I didn't put them in correctly, and there are some of them that are upside down. Some of them are facing up. Some of them, I don't know. They turned out, whenever I sewed them in, some of the pages are smaller, and they turn sideways when I sew them in. See, that's upside down too. Pages are upside down. And there's some of the iron coffee stain paper that we use, and more. There's the other half of that tissue paper. See, this is where it went wonky on me whenever I sewed it in, because the signatures are kind of going at an angle. But you know what? I think that's pretty neat. It makes the journal unique. Some pages are smaller, some pages are bigger, and like I said, I love the rough look. This is when I was tearing them apart. I did that purposely so that way I would have the rough edge. And so this is where the book page kind of got wonky. It didn't sew in correctly, but it did catch a larger portion of that. So I can turn that into something else and use that to my advantage as a different style. There's the other half of that page that was in that stack there. And that's, some of them are thin, some of them are thicker, and some of them are really thin. There's more texture, and there's the other half of that little piece of grassy area there. And now we're coming up to the last and final signature in this fabric journal. Now this one didn't catch, the stitches didn't catch all the way, so I had to put another piece of fabric here and sew it on so that way it would be in there, but it still didn't catch right here, so I think that'll be all right. It's very unique. I think it's very boho. What do you guys think? Y'all think boho, vintage-ish, boho vintage, slash fairy-ish? I don't know. I was just randomly selecting all the pretty papers. There's more of that this page there. And then last page, and that's the back of the signature. Now I backed it with a piece of chipboard, just like this ring bound journal. All that is chipboard bound. That way it had some kind of sturdiness to the front and back cover. But I'm not sure why this did this. Normally it doesn't do that, but I used Fabri-Tac to glue it down, and you can see where I had put the glue down, and it went right through the material, and so I'm not sure why that happened. If anybody can explain to me why that happened, I would love to bend your ear on that one. But this one was just an experiment, but I love how it turned out. It's very, very unique and different. I don't know if anybody has ever done this style of journal before, but I'm going to experiment and make the pieces where I bound them together, where I sewed them together, it's larger. That way it's a little bit more, shall I say, equal. But anyway, we're gonna be working with some more pages here, and I've got a little thing here that I've got. I just stuck it into a bag. These are all the bits and bobs, and so I pulled this out because it matches a lot of the colors and things in this journal. So we're going to be playing with a lot of this here. So we've got some key stickers. They were on sale, 50 cents. Nice. I have got some stamped. These are very old. These are labels, and these were given to me in a Happy Mail. So we're going to play with these sheet labels. So we're going to have to glue them down, but that's later on. We have got some Life's Journey stickers, some stamps, stickers, a key, things like that. Comes from Hobby Lobby. And we've got some just little bits here. There's little pieces of chipboard, vellum. I believe I got this in Happy Mail as well. And they're garden themed. And I love this. This goes really well with gardens and roses and my wedding thing, to be exact. This will probably, you know what? This will probably go in my wedding album, so I'm going to put this to the side. So, nope, sorry. Oh, and Miss Helen would love these because she loves sunflowers. Miss Helen Page, Miss Black, she loves sunflowers. Yes, she does. She says in a message, she says, do you know how much I love sunflowers? And she posts about sunflowers all the time. So, yeah, I like this little set here, little flower, hat, and glove. Yeah, this will go in here as well, something to keep it light and airy. But yeah, this is some little bits and bobs that I think I got in Happy Mail. I think JD sent them to me. I'm not exactly on the 100% positive side. Not sure. Okay, missed one. Let's see, what else do we have in here? We have some scrapbook paper, some stamps. Change my camera around so I don't have to keep turning them around. And these are bits that I used from my my Altoids can photo saver thing. And so these are in the same color scheme that we're going to be using. So I pulled these. And this is a little notebook that I'm going to probably make some little writing sheets with. so we're going to use that. And we've got a tag here. It's got flowers and roses on it. Eddie, I keep wanting to turn it around. It's got a little white rose at the bottom. Maybe we can play with that. I've got some bits and scraps from previous pieces, and it's like a pretty yellowish color. Got some chipboard pieces, some scraps from another journal that I made, and the same thing. I'm going to use that. Got a piece of real pretty, it's like the, not contact paper, what am I trying to think of? It's, my goodness, I'm having a brain fart. What is it called? Craft paper, craft cardstock. Oh, and it's got a raised flower and butterfly. I love the embossing on that. That's really pretty. Got some more scrappy doos here. Some pretty pieces here in the same area. Got some lined paper. Scrapbook paper. Some more of that vanilla looking paper. As you can see, they have been cut. So, alright. And then we have got some embellishments. Got more of that paper there. Oh, got a cute little girl. She's in the same color scheme as everything. And this says, faith is believing when common sense tells you not to. Says, you are amazing just the way you are. And this is a serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. This one says, faith does not make things easy, it makes them possible. Luke 1:37. Hello, Miss Vicki. How are you? Sorry I didn't see you. All right, and then I have this cute little heart here. Got some more of that vanilla looking paper. I have got some stickers, some feather stickers. That should be interesting. I think all these scraps were boho and vintage stuff, so I think I did good. There's a large piece of scrapbooking paper, kind of textured. There's a little bit right there, and use this when you do. That. Is that the other half? No, that's another piece. So we've got that. It's got some words in the background. Very pretty. Very pretty. Let's see. I got another piece of scrap there. Ooh, it's going to be pretty, guys. What do you guys think? And then I've got a piece of wrapping paper that I was using to do something with. It's got like a copper color to it. It's got a kind of a large piece too, so we can play with that. We have a piece of strip of music paper or craft scrapbooking paper. Ooh, we've got two pieces of watercolor paper. Ooh, that ought to be pretty. Do some tags or something like that. And then we have some music sheets. A song called Let's Get Together by Chet Powers. Music stuff. That ought to be interesting. Ooh, and then we have some full sheets. That way we can cut them up. We've got a little scrap of lace in there, so we can play with that and make a tab with that. And then got a couple of full sheets of that vanilla looking paper with it. It's sort of like an acid color, an acid vanilla, what I should say. And then we've got some black cardstock. They're kind of thick, so we can play with that. Yes, a lot of nice varieties. So these are just bits and bobs from the other projects that I was working on, and I'm guessing I just stuck them all in this little envelope and never picked it back up. So I went in and I just grabbed it and said, okay, we're gonna play. We're gonna play with it. Why not? Why not? Because this is gonna be probably a very thick, one. Because I think there are 36 pages in this journal, in this junk journal. So we're gonna get to play and we're gonna get to create something that I haven't been able to do. I lost my mojo for a while there because I've been working on the wedding stuff. Yeah. So, and here, I know this isn't a regular acrylic block, but you know what? I didn't have any, and what I did is this is actually a photo frame that actually sticks together. It's got a magnet, and it works just as well as a regular acrylic block. And look how thick that is. You can see right through it. It's crystal clear, and it works just as well as you would as if you bought an acrylic block on Amazon, or if you went to Hobby Lobby or any craft store to buy an acrylic block. And this works. I mean, it's large and it fits down to the smallest, down to the strips. Kind of a good block to use. I'm also going to be using this is an old piece of wallpaper border that I had left from where I had sold out of in one of my auctions, and this was kind of like the stuff that got messed up. But we're going to use it because there are some usable pieces in this, and it's very pretty, very maroonish and gold and dark peach colored flowers. Very pretty, very into the color scheme. So we're going to use that. And look on the back of that. It even has images on the back. It's very light. You can hardly see it, but it's really pretty, even on the opposite side. So we're going to use that. Probably do some tucks with that. Do some pockets. We're also going to be using some distress oxides in the color of walnut stain, fired brick, and spiced marmalade. These are very old, like a distressed type of colors. And I store them upside down to keep the ink to the top because they sink to the bottom and they end up drying out. So I keep them stored upside down. And then we're going to use some of this color. It's an ombre by Recollections, and so it's got many different colors in there. And I tested it out, and it's still juicy as ever. So we're going to be using that to maybe ink some edges. And I've got a variety of block stamps here. I've got one that has a candle. I've got something that looks like not a filigree or anything like that, but just a really pretty something to put on top of basically like a note page or something. I've got a heart. They're tiny. They're about an inch long. They're not very big. I've got some leaves to go with the gardening things. And then I've got a long stamp, and it says love, or joy, sorry. It says joy. So these are the stamps we're going to be using throughout, maybe even pick a few more as we go along. So that is all the wonderful bits and balls. And I've got some pieces left over from where I was cutting from the other journal. We may even use these little scrapper-doos as pockets and borders and things like that. And we're going to use just about everything that I have gotten out from this right here, and we are going to see what we come up with. All right, so let's move all this stuff back to my little corner over here. My little bitty desk. Y'all should see my desk, guys. It is absolutely covered, and I have just made this one little spot where I can work, and y'all don't want to see my floor. It is like bad. It's covered with wedding flowers and sewing machine and all that goodies, all those goodies. Oh, I forgot these. These are sitting to the side. Oopsie. And I've also got these pieces here, some texture, and I got a piece of chipboard and just different pieces where I cut and trimmed. And then I've got a piece where I've got this left from where I lined that other journal. So we're going to use that, and that's a dark brown, real pretty, almost like green color. Color to it. Now, what we need to do is we need to work on covering the first page. And so what we're going to do is we're going to undo this binding. Oh, you know what? I can just open it up and take one off, shouldn't we? Yes, I think we should. So we're just going to take one off right now. So we're going to work on the front cover at the moment. Come on. All right, now we're going to toss that right there in a little spot. Oops. Sorry, guys. Moved you. So, let's see. I'm gonna see. What should we put on the front there? Something pretty, right? Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if we can play with this right here. I think this would be the perfect front and back cover. So what we're gonna do is we are going to start by gluing this down to this. And what should I do? Grab my Fabri-Tac. That's the Uber's glue. Super duper. It's almost like using hot glue and it won't burn you. We're going to start here. Right there. Do a couple of strips there. Make sure it's down. Clumsy me. Clumsy me. So we're going to put this down. Let's see what part of it do I want on there. Let's do that in the corner there. Down. Right now, I'm going to use a pair of scissors and we're going to cut this down. You know what? I'm going to leave an edge, that way I can fold it down. That way I don't have the top edge of that showing. How about that? Okay. Leave an edge there. Should have brought it over. See, there's more scraps for us to use. Huh? Dang, look at that. There's more scraps. Did you know if you have a scrap pile, your scrap pile gets bigger with every time you cut something and you want to save the bits from it? Yeah. Mine gets larger every single time. I think I'm doing good, but then I look over and my box is still full. I'm going, what the heck did I do? Well, dummy, you cut it off and you made more goodies to play with, right? Right. All right. So let's see. How did I do that? Yeah. I think I put it on upside down, but that's okay. We can use it as the back because the holes are here. But that's okay. I'm gonna fold that over. I'm going to cut right here. Cut right here. We're basically cutting the edge off, and we're going to fold it down. I'm going to glue that down real quick. Come on down. Come on down. Dry. Make sure I kind of indent that where the holes are, because I will forget where the holes are. Have y'all ever made a ring bound journal and covered up the holes and you have to go through and trying to feel where the holes are? Yeah, I've done that many times. Well, I can get a sort of feel where they are because I have a little bit right there. Now the base is chipboard. So what I'm putting on here, Vicki, is a thicker cardstock, like a scrapbooking paper. I'm going to fold that over. do have a little bit edging over, so we're just going to take our scissors. We're going to kind of cut that. Alright, now I may have to cut that because it's too small. Alright. Alright, so now we have one cover. Then we put the glue lid on because it's going to seep out. Alright, so now what I'm going to go and do first and foremost is find my holes and repunch those holes. That way I don't lose them. There we go. We got our holes back. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And it's just a simple cover. Now we've got to find something to line that with. Let's see, what did we have in here? What did we have in here? Did that fit? Will that fit? You know what? Let's see, let me find me a quad hairbrush. Let me see. Do I have my Mod Podge around? That's a question in itself. I didn't think about that when I was doing this and I was getting ready. Do I have Mod Podge? No, I don't. Grr. You know what? We can use, I have all-purpose clear glue. I think that would work. Y'all think it'll work? Oh, I love that. No, the dove is on the wing. We are but a moment's sunlight. One key unlocks them. Oh, that, I like that. That is pretty. All right, so we have a piece of music sheet. Let's put that in our scraps. We're going to use it. Let's see, what do we have here? Let's look in our pretty paper stuff. It's a little bit dark. Let's see, will that work? Let's see. No, that's going to see. You're going to see the edges on that one. So, regroup. That works. Almost. Yes. Well, that may work. All right. Yeah, I think that'll work. Put this down. Glue her down. Yes, I'm going to cover that up again, but I will get it. I'll get the holes punched. I'll have to punch that hole a couple times. I am shaking like a leaf on a tree, guys. I haven't done a live like this in a while. Why am I so nervous? I shouldn't be, should I? Right, so now we have that. Should we trim that off? Or should we keep it on? And I glued it down on the wrong side, but that's okay. It's very light and pale pink. Should we cut that off or leave it? Because the rings are going to be large. Do you think we should keep that on there? That edge right here? Where we put the rings on? What do you all think? You know what? I'm going to leave it for the moment, and we're going to give it a think. And we'll find out if we're going to cut it off or not later on. Because I kind of like that, because it matches the inside there. Right. So we've got the back. So let's work on the inside pieces. Let's give that a torn look. How about, you know what? Let us do a little inking. And since we have, do we have any smaller pieces in here? Smaller ink? Yes, we do. And this is nothing but a old ibuprofen bottle, and I've got those chair furniture bottoms, you know, which you put on the bottom of your chairs to keep them from scooting real bad on the floor. That's all that is, and I've made my own out of cork, and I just stuck them on, took the sticky off, and just put it on, and make my own little inkers. All right, now let's find us a scrap sheet of paper and a piece of mail work, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick me out a color in here, and we're going to ink it. Look how juicy that is. I'm going to ink the edges. All right, we're going to ink the edges. Look how pretty that is. Well, I didn't even need the paper. Well, how about that? What I'm going to do is I'm going to rub most of that ink off. Look how much ink got on that one thing. We're going to kind of color it and give it a little bit of color. How about that? We've got that done. So that will go here. And let's find us something else pretty to put on there. How about that? What do we got? What do we have in here? What can we make? What can we make with the paper? Let's see. I've already got written words. Let's see. I don't want to cover it all up. I do like that though. This will be in the back. Make sure we don't cover the whole up too much. We don't want to ruin the picture by putting a hole in too much of it. But we do want to make it look. Let's see. We have got a piece of stamp. Let's us cut out one of these. Now, them bits are a little bit too small to save. So we're going to put that right there. How about that? No, what is that? It's a lace. There's a piece of lace in here. There's a piece of lace. Okay, I'm moving it. Add that to the bottom there. How about that? All right, now I have another small dauber, but I want to ink the edge of the other one. Yes, I do. I have a little one, a little cork. And we're going to use some walnut stain on the edges of this. Just dress it up a little bit around the edges. There we go. Cute little. We're going to put that there. Alright, so we have our page planned, and watch it never goes back on the way you put it. Ever. Alright, we're already making a mess. How about that? I didn't get to use that. I thought of something else. Get this put down. Okay. I have this at an angle. Right there, kind of, sort of. Yeah. I'm going to put here. Glue it down. Glue it down. Okay, I'm going to get this piece down. Pull it down. The last piece going down is the lace. It fits just perfectly on the edge of that. Come on down. Alright. So, we now have our back cover, apparently. Already done. Look at that. So pretty. That turned out. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to go in and punch that hole again since I covered it up once again. So there we go. Ain't that pretty? Just little bits of scraps that we have in our little scrap pile. You can always make something out of nothing. Alright, so we're going to set that aside and we're going to let that dry. We're going to work on the front and try not to mess it up again. So I don't need to take one from the back because it's just going to. Yeah. You can get these big rings at the Dollar Tree. It's where I got them. They're not the best in the world because they're offset a little bit, but who cares, right? Alright, so I got that. Now, let's see what we can do with the front cover. Let's not do it wrong again. So, I want the words to be upright. And see, is that big enough? Not liking that. So, let me use that. That'll be going in the journal. Let's see, what else do we have here? Let's see, where can we put that? I'm not going to glue it down. I'm not going to glue it down. Does that work? Does that look okay? You know what? I think we need to put a lighter sheet on top. We've got this piece, so we can do that. And what we can do is we glue this down first, and then glue this down, and then we can trim it up, and then we'll have some more delicious paper to play with. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And then we can put probably some stamping on the top there, since it's going to be a lighter color. We can put joy up there. Yeah, because it'll be just perfect right there in the top. So how about that, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. Let's see, how did I want to do that? Darn it. Erg! You know I could do that? Let's see. An inch and a half. Let's see where that. We're going to roughly trim a little bit longer than what we need. That way, if we screw up, I'll be in the safe zone. Let's trim that. We got that part done. Put this on. Oh, that's going to be pretty. You know what? Before I do that, I want to ink that edge. I should have done that with the other one, but I think I can go through and get it. All right, I know that's a little too far, but hey, better to be safe than sorry. So we need to get that glued on. All right, Miss Vicki. Have fun at work. I gotta be at work at 4 today too, so that's why I'm kind of in a hurry to do this because I got clothes to wash. All right. Let's see, where do my thingies go? I'm gonna punch the holes that way we don't lose them. There we are. See, look at that. Look how pretty that turned out. Yeah, I like that. Yes, 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 yes. No, I don't want to cover that up. because I just got through inking that. I don't want to cover that up. Let's do what we said we was going to do. Okay, let's put that up. And no, well, that works. Let's try it. Let's see. Oh, yes. Love it. Like it. I love it. Alright, let's see. Well, I'm going to edge this again. Make it a little darker. Since it's already on there. And we can cover up the edge of that chipboard that started to show at the bottom. Ink up top. Alright, look at that. Very vintage it is. Look. More of that over here. A little bit darker. Darken up the edges. Make it like a, what's that called whenever you shadow the corners? Make it look like it's focusing on one thing. I don't know. I can't think what it's called. Okay, now it's missing something. It needs something like right in the center. What have we got that we can put in the center that we love? Let's put a heart. I think that will work. Let's put that there. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to do that in a minute because I still got to do the other side and I don't want that kind of hitting the thing. All right, so find us a sheet to put on the inside. No, I want it to kind of sort of match the flavor of the front. What have we got that would match the flavor? Ah, I think that would work. I think that would work just fine. Yes, most definitely. Yes, yes. And we can leave that border right there like we did on the other one. And we can kind of color that, kind of ink it up and make it kind of seep into that. We might even put maybe a strip of this brown maybe right here. Yeah, that's what we can do. Cover that up, kind of seep into the front cover. So we're going to glue this bad boy down. I'm going to leave it on. Almost an hour. It's going to try and get it under an hour. I'm doing pretty good. Might be able to embellish one more. Alright, let's get this on here. We can trim that. Don't want to trim it on the wrong side, do we? We want to keep that look. Alright. Going to, oh no, guys. Oh no. I can't get my thing to it, so I'm just going to bend it up just a little bit. Hopefully it'll work. You know what? I may have to trim that down just a little bit. Let me see how far over that this is. Alright, we can trim, we can afford to trim it down just a skosh. I might even be able to use this little bitty strip right here. Alright, so now maybe I can get my hole punch in there. Yeah, almost. Still a little on the wonky side, but bend it up a little bit. And then we'll bend it back down. Only way to do it. Only way to let me. Caught the edge on that just a little bit, but that's okay. We can ink it. Hide that little bit. We meant to do that, right? Yes. We meant to do that. Now what I'm going to do to give that a little bit of the same flair, I'm going to use the ink again. I'm going to ink up around the edges there. Fills in all that white space. Make it blend a little bit more. Look at that, it blended in. Got rid of all that white space. Oh, upside down again, Emily. Turn it around. Look at that. That worked out perfectly. Now we gotta find something to put on the inside. Let's make us something. How about that? Let's make something to go in there. Since that's the front, we want something to be able to stick in here. So let's make us a little pocket. We don't want to cover it up. We don't want to cover this beautiful design up yet. Let's find us something pretty. What do we have? See all this mess? See all this extra scrap we're getting just from cutting? All right. I'm going to use that in just a minute. Let's see. Let's use some watercolor paper. I don't have any of the big stamps, so let me look. What do we got? Let's see. Do-do-do. Let's see. everybody who knows me knows what. I love my Paris, and so what we're going to do is we're going to make us a cute little pocket to put in here, and we're going to add these cute little stamps. So what we're going to do is get the walnut stain, whatever it is called, I think. And you're going to put this on here, get it good and colored. I'm going to put that right here. And we are going to add our book bag, Paris. Everybody knows that you can't have a Paris trip without a book bag, right? Alrighty. Hey, Janie. Look at this. I'm finally crafting again. Hey. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to rip it up here, and then we're going to kind of edge it with our fingers. Give it a torn look like that. So we can get our pocket right here in the corner. And so we are going to edge it up again. I'm finally junk journaling again, girl. A lot of my crafting for the wedding right now is kind of on hold right now because I've run out of materials, and so I gotta go to the store and get what I need. I'm just gonna lightly rub to give it a more vintage feel over top of that. Give it an outline. Without using a pen, I can use the end of the stamp. Oh, you did? Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. Glad it got to you. Look how pretty that turned out, guys. And what we're going to do is we're going to place it down here in our corner here, and then after we get done with this, we can actually use this to make a cute little tag to stick down in here. How about that? Now let's make that tag now. That way I don't forget to do it. So let's do this. And let's roughen up the bottom here. And let's kind of curve it a little bit. This is on the fly. I'm on the fly tag. Look how pretty. We're going to go ahead and pop our hole in there. Where did my things go? Oh, there it is. I'm just going to turn that out. Hole in there. No, let's go with the theme. Let's ink it up. We have a cute little stamp that says, "Sending you cheerful wishes to brighten your day." So we're going to use the fired brick distress oxide. I'm going to stamp that right here. stamp. And here. And here. My she shed delivered Monday now will be insulated and tile floor before I can move crack and start cracking again. Yeah, I've seen that. I definitely seen that. I'm so jealous of you, but my landlord will not allow anything on the property like that. Irritating this thing. Alright, I have some lace here. I'm going to back this with. I got this saying happy now. Got a big bunch of it. A wonderful lace. Beautifulness. And then I've got some white, almost like, it's almost like that stuff that kids used to wear in their hair when we were kids. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That real fluffy stuff that tied in bows and stuff. And I'm going to use that as my tie. So right now, I'm going to use this. Make sure that's it. Yeah, I should. Get some glue on the back of that. Wait for that to dry. Just trim that up a bit. And we'll use that piece of lace I'm cutting off somewhere else. Almost done with that anyway. Let's get her cut through. So we got that. We're going to flip this through. It'll go through. I haven't done anything, not even work on property due to I had dental surgery a week ago. Oh man. Okay, look how pretty that turned out. Just from scraps in my scrap pack. So, I'm going to set this to the side and watch my glue get everywhere. I'm going to glue this down, and where is my other glue at? I don't want to get that other glue everywhere. Do I have any dark glitter glue left? Do I? Yes. See it leaking out. Put this in the corner. Press it down a little bit. Give it a second to dry, and I'm going to re-punch the hole again. If I can. Probably going to run into that same problem I had last time. There we go, got it. Alright. Now, get that. That is the inside pocket of the front there. Look how pretty that turned out. Look how imaginative we can get with just this. Little bit of things left in our little scrap pack. Now, remember what we said we were going to do here? we are going to put this cute little sticker. I can get it out. There we go. Come on. Come on out. Quite sticky. We're going to put that right here. So we now have our front and our back done. We just scratched and had in an envelope. The front and the inside front. And then we have the inside back and in the back. I think it's missing something. What are we missing? We need to pretty that up. What can we put on there to pretty the back piece up like we did the front? What can we do? Let's see. It's got more of a flowery, purplish thing to it. Let's see. What can we do? Let's this up and see what we can play with and see what we can make with it. I want to cover up everything. Alright, so I'm thinking I know this is a weird technique to do, but let's see. What can we do? Imagination, come to me, please. Let's see. I'm pretty sure y'all probably know what I'm making. All right. Little bits that I can't really use. Y'all see what I made? All right. All right. So let's give that a same vibe on this side as the other. All right. So that actually prettied that up a little bit. And then the back. All right. So we have our front and our back, inside and outside cover done. Two different genres. We've got the brown, the front, and this is the inside front with the tag and the luggage. And then we have a very nice miniature. And in the back, very pretty. Alright. So we are done for the day, guys. An hour and 19 minutes. Wow. All that prettiness in an hour and 19 minutes. Alrighty, guys. I want you guys to stay tuned because I may do another one of these during the week. I don't know. It just depends on how much time I have off. If you like it, subscribe. If you don't, that's okay. Leave me a kind comment at the bottom. Make sure to head over to Creative Jewels by Emily on Facebook. It is a crafting group. If you would like to join, please send a friend request and we will get to you as soon as we can. Don't forget that that I am getting married, so it's a few and far between. Oh shucks, it's a few and far between. I think I did it upside down. I'm not meaning to, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. I am getting married, so the streams will be few and far between. Don't know if I'll record a video or not, but come on, get down there. There we go. Yeah, I didn't mess it up. It's just upside down for me. Don't know if I will get on as much as I want to, but please bear with me. I stream when I can. I do videos when I can and when I have time. Alrighty, guys, make sure to thumbs up, subscribe, leave a like, uh, kind comment, and I will see you guys the next time I'm here. Alrighty, guys, I love you all. God bless you all, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.